All right, and we're live. Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 85 of the Multiverse Show, the greatest show on Mondays. Thank you guys for stopping in. I got to apologize to the MP3 crowd. I was very late in uploading the last episode, so I'm sorry. Just wait. All right, we'll make it up to you eventually.
They should just be here, or they should just come here live.
Yeah, well, people are on the go, people moving. It's not a big deal. But anyway, guys, we're gonna get things rolling off this week. We gotta do our introductions though. I'm gonna work on Mr. Tolbert's here. I gotta work on this one for a little bit. We'll get back into that one later. But first, we have the Titan of Texas, the voice of the people, Fame Entertainment.
What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment here from TICGN.com. Welcome to episode 85 of the Multiverse Show. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet as I sit here in my dashiki. Wakanda forever. Yeah, buddy.
Dope. All right, and we have the Donna Deletion, your Italian companion, Mike P. The Truth.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Multiverse Show, the show on Monday nights where we delete the competition. We got a great show planned for you tonight, talking that Black Panther talk, so let's get it started.
All right, and we have the Caesar of cinema, Mr. James Wilson, a.k.a. 50 Shades Ginger.
I've been sitting on Black Panther. I need to change that back. I've been sitting on Black Panther waiting to talk about it for over a week. So I need to have this conversation now.
All right. And we have the newest edition sitting in. First of all, sitting in because Undead could not be here with us tonight, although he might show up. Maybe. We don't know, but we have the newest addition to the Multiverse Show, the editor, Mr. Samuel Tolbert.
Hey, everybody. It's great to be here again, this time officially as a part of the Inner Circle Games Network. Black Panther is setting the world on fire. Let's get right into that talk in a bit. All
right. And so, we are back and live on the show. Just getting this shared out here real quick. So, ask you guys, what have you guys been up to this last week? What you guys been doing? Let's see. Who do we start with? James, what you been up to, sir?
Stunningly little. My university final year dissertation and all that stuff is taking over my life. So I'm directing a musical. I'm writing a Radiohead dissertation, obviously. I've been playing some of the video games. I'm definitely not playing Overwatch right now. 100% not. I'm incredibly focused. Damn, I wanted to be Torbjorn. Yeah, and I've been watching all the films. I watched a film called Your Name, which is an anime film that came out like a year and a half ago, and that's brilliant. Oh, and I saw this like little indie film by a guy called Ryan Coogler. I think you guys might have heard it. Yeah.
Nah, I never heard of him. He's probably irrelevant.
No, I feel like he's got a good creed following him.
Yeah. We'll probably catch him down at the Fruitvale station.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Anyway, what you been up to, Mr. Tolbert?
Playing a lot of games and writing about a lot of games and playing a lot of games so I can write about those games. It's crazy. February and March.
Circle of life.
Exactly. January, February, and March are turning into the new September, October, November. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Way too many publishers. For years, we screamed, hey, you can release games in the spring and late winter, too. That's all right. And way too many publishers listen to us. So now we're going to have to start the cycle all over again. It's crazy. But, yeah, just writing a bunch. It's great to be fitting into Tick. Everything's going great.
All right. What about you, Mr. Fame? What you been playing?
I just recently bought PlayStation VR. And I've been diving into that as much as possible. It's pretty much really been it. I've been playing some stuff here and there, still playing a lot of NBA Live.
In VR?
No, not in VR. No, I don't think you can play. I don't think there is in VR. I think 2K has a VR thing. But yeah, man, VR stuff and pretty much a lot of NBA Live. I kind of need some games where I don't have to think. I just want to either pew 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 or shoot some hoops. I kind of just need to need gaming to be a getaway, and I really don't want to try too hard right now.
Have you got Resi 7 ready to go?
No, but I heard that's the best VR game on PSVR, so I need to get it.
It's the only like proper game on VR that isn't just a weird experience going, ooh, coming at your face.
I'll have to check it out. No doubt.
All right.
You'll also need to get Moss when it releases in just a few days.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
When I saw the announcement of Moss last year at E3, I was in a video game pub in London. We were all very drunk because it was like 1 a.m. And some guy just shouted, "That's not how you spell mouse!" And then we were laughing for about 20 minutes.
Hey, really quick before we keep going, Anchorman, I want to give people an update on the.
Yes, go ahead. Links in the description below already.
So we are still doing that. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys know I was having issues with GameStop. I had pre-ordered. You guys know I pre-ordered the controller, one for myself and the one for the giveaway, the day I could. For some reason, they still don't have the controller, and they're blaming Microsoft. So what I did was I looked online and saw that Microsoft showing the controller isn't sold out. So I was like, all right, forget this. GameStop, give me all this money back, and I'll just order it from the Microsoft store. Well, I did that last week, and it's still pending on the Microsoft store. So it wasn't GameStop's fault, they're telling the truth. And Microsoft, even though people pre-order and bought these controllers, have not shipped them out to a lot of people. It's like they didn't make enough for the amount that they sold.
It sounds like a Nintendo to me.
So the giveaway is still up and running. The money is paid. We're still, like I said, the giveaway didn't end until the actual game came out. But as of right now, we do not have the controller in our hand. The giveaway is still up and running. If for some reason Microsoft gives me the money back and just says, "Hey guys, we're not making no more, and we screwed up because you guys ordered more than we thought. The order more we made, we're not making anymore," then I'll at that point give away the money for the controller, and you guys go out and get the controller you want, or do a custom controller on the Microsoft site, the Xbox Lab, and I will just foot the bill for whatever extra money it costs.
All right, sounds fair.
Do you feel like they didn't send it because they knew that Xbox has no games, so why have a controller for it?
You know, it's weird because I got like 400 some things on my console, and I don't know what they are. So if they're not games, that's weird.
It's weird, man.
They're just tiles.
Oh, yeah. That's what it is. Okay.
Experiences.
I was wondering what that was.
All right. So we got to get into the main topic. Everything else is kind of to the side. Guys, we'll predate this, but let me stop it here. We're going to talk our impressions on Black Panther. We're not going to get into spoilers, although a lot of you consider talking about the movie at all as spoilers. Well, you're wrong.
Yeah, and for those of you who think that way, grow up.
Yep. There is a certain amount of time where okay, this is more just kind of a general thought process. There's a certain time where spoilers are no longer spoilers but just facts. And there's a point where we have to kind of waive that. And this it's not like it's a hard set rule of like, okay, talking about Godfather, it's been 20 plus years since Godfather came out. We can talk about anything that happens in that movie because it's just like, okay, it happened. Mm-hmm. We can talk about Alien. We can talk about certain things. But like, okay, we're not going to get into spoilers for Black Panther because that movie just came out here in the United States. We're gonna at least give you guys a week. But mark my words, next week on episode 86 of Multiverse Show, if we say spoilers, that's your fault. Because you need to go see this movie now. You need to make this a priority in your life. It needs to happen. I'm looking at you, Sam and Mike. That's really what you better see it this weekend.
It is
you better see it tomorrow.
Tonight, after the show.
Tonight, right after the show. Go. But it just... we figure a week is fair before we start getting into it. That really... there's ways to see a movie, but I strongly suggest you to go and watch it in the theater where it is best consumed.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially with the MCU, right? Because, I mean, we got Infinity War right around the corner. Discussion about Black Panther needs to happen really soon. So it's perfectly fine. A week is more than enough time.
I think a week is fair in this instance. There are some things like, okay, like even for video games, like I don't even talk about the twist in BioShock. It's been 10 years, and I still won't talk about that because it's that good. And it's not saying the Black Panther's not good, but we have it. We're ticking time clock, man. We got stuff to do. We got Infinity War to get to, man. I want to see fan theories. we got to get to this. So, real quick, digital show of hands here. Who has seen Black Panther out of the squad?
You ain't got to ask me. Look at my skin color. You know if I watch it.
All right. So that's me and Fame. James, did you see it?
I'm the wokest guy here. Of course I have.
Wow.
So that leaves Sam and Mike got out in the cold. Also, when it comes to spoilers, things that we're going to talk about here, we're only really going to talk about things you've seen in the trailers. So if you haven't seen the trailers, good for you. I don't know why you waited till now to watch a podcast about it instead. So anyway, give me your review, James, in like a minute 30. Okay, give me your breakdown.
Okay,
I know it's not long enough, but we got time.
I want to go out of the gate saying I did enjoy this film, and I think that what this film represents in terms of how it was made, who it was made for, and who it was made by is brilliant. And I think more films should take this lead. Having said that, I believe that everything around this film is more important than the actual film itself. I think Black Panther follows the Marvel formula to a T. Obviously, puts its own style on it. But if really at the end of the day, it's another origin story, a very good one. And I'm not decrying how funny this film is, how the good action scenes, the one-to-one action scenes, which is what I enjoy instead of CG armies fighting each other. I think like this film succeeded because of it actually made the characters good. I don't know. Rushing through reviews like this is horrible for me. You know this.
I know. You got 45 seconds.
Oh, what else can I talk about? Oh man, I think it's good. I don't think it's as good as everyone is saying it is. I'm very happy it's doing very well because I'm always happy when loads of people go to see films in the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
If I could go into spoilers, I could tell you like in detail about certain things, but I'm not going to, obviously. I'd rather have a discussion with you guys about it. I reckon that'll get the most out of all of our opinions.
All right. Fame, you got 5 minutes.
Oh, come on!
Well, I won't need that long, but I thank you for the gesture, Anchorman. Because for obvious reasons, this movie meant and hit home to me more than anyone else on this panel. And I don't think that can be debated. This movie was amazing. From beginning to end. I had a few hiccups about it, which I can't. Well, it's so hard trying to avoid spoilers, right? I have a few hiccups about it. Nothing major, right? Like at the beginning there was a fight scene that was just too dark. Some of the lore, some of the background I wish could have went more into as far as why each, I guess, quote unquote, tribe was dressed and looked a certain way. I wish they would have gotten a little deeper into that when they gave the little origin at the beginning of the movie. The acting was amazing. The cast was amazing. It was star-studded. I mean, Forrest Whitaker, Angela Bassett. It was just star-studded. It was great to see this black excellence on screen. The CGI. And
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. I mean, in my opinion, he got rid of the Marvel can't do a really good villain thing, because that was my thing. The villain, I mean, Ultron, all that stuff wasn't that great, and this character was amazing, and you connected. Well, I can't say you. I and a lot of people connected with him in a way where he wasn't seen as a villain, more as a nemesis, just because of his plight and the reason he was doing what he was doing. In a lot of ways, this movie has been great for the African culture, for people who never maybe not wanted to look into their heritage or finally looking into it. And it sucks that it's a movie that does that, but it's doing it. It did it. To see people come out and cosplay and people dressing up was great. I love seeing that. I just love what the movie brought out in people. On screen, like I said, it was great from beginning to end, nonstop. There was no lull in it, in my opinion. And to be perfectly honest, when the credits rolled, I cried. Just the look, on my kids' faces and on my son's face, and for him to see this and see this African man on screen as a king, and to see the look on his face and see how he felt about it, and just to see the points that they came across. They came across a lot of real life stuff. It was great. And when the credits rolled, so did my tears, man. I felt everything that they put into it. I felt it. And some of the lines, I know went over a lot of people's heads. Mm-hmm. They put into, especially at the end, there was a line by Michael B. Jordan. And once he said that line, my heart, the pace went times 100. It was over 9,000 beats a minute because that line hit so close to home. And that's what a lot of this movie is. It's a lot of the movie itself was great, but what the movie represented, in my opinion, was greater than the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I walked away from it honestly a little surprised about how deep they decided to go with it. Because Disney in general tries to avoid making a political stance on anything. And to an extent, they kind of did the same thing here. But at the same time, they were so topically relevant with a lot. I think this is stuff that we can't get into. But Michael B. Jordan's character was so well done with a motivation that totally worked for the character. It elevated him to a higher plane. I still don't think that he's the best villain ever seen in the MCU. That I think that's personally still held by Baron Mordo and Doctor Strange, but I don't. He is definitely in the top 3.
But that's one thing. It's hard to see him as a villain in a way.
Yeah,
because it's one of those things where how people say as a kid you idolize Batman, but an adult you realize the Joker was right, and that's kind of like what this is here. Like as a kid you idolize Black Panther, but as an adult you realize that Killmonger was right. That's kind of how this is with those two. It's almost like a Batman and a Joker.
Yeah, where it's
Killmonger he's about 10 degrees from being the hero of this film. Mm-hmm. It could be so easily changed, and it turns out that Michael B. Jordan's the hero. Another word on the performances, like you mentioned, it's star-studded, but nobody feels like they're collecting a paycheck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody feels like they're hogging the light too much. Like everyone feels like they got the equal amount of shine.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you've got how many Oscar winners in this cast? Forrest Whitaker. Has Angela Bassett won an Oscar?
I believe so. I'll fact check that.
I know Lupita Nyong'o has. Daniel Kaluuya just won a BAFTA. He won one last night for Rising Star. Can we talk about the BAFTAs later if we've got time? Side note.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see how much time we got.
Fair enough.
But
I agree with very quickly. I agree with Fame about what I think what this film represents is greater than the actual film itself. Mm-hmm. I think I said a similar thing earlier.
Yeah.
In terms of Michael B. Jordan's character, I would have preferred a different character in this film to be the villain. I would have preferred Andy Serkis's character to be the ultimate villain, because I think he's a much more interesting character as a villain. He's not as interesting as I can't remember his name. That's bad of me.
Ulysses S. Claw.
No. I meant Michael B. Jordan's character.
Oh, Killmonger, Eric Killmonger.
Killmonger. I was trying to think his real name for a second. I didn't know why. Yeah, I would have wanted Claw to have been the absolute villain because he's been built up as the guy. He's the enemy of Wakanda. That's just my personal thing.
Okay, I'm going to go into comics for a bit. Claw was never like this super big guy. Honestly, he was a poacher. He was I steal resources. Like that's kind of his whole shtick.
Yeah, but
like he gets elevated.
I know I haven't.
Shuri, I've heard that Shuri in the comics is not really that funny.
Yeah,
But in this film,
Shuri
Letitia Wright and Ryan Coogler have changed her to be. She's killing it with the one-liners.
Dude, she was one of the like surprises for me. And one thing I kind of loved about this whole ordeal is people like really fall in love with her. Where now that we know Disney owns the rights to everything now, and she's a princess. So yes, she is a Disney princess.
Yes, technically, along with Alien, the xenomorph is technically a princess.
Also, I love just a quick side note, I'm just very happy of 3 English actors in this: Lupita Nyong'o, Daniel Kaluuya, I always said, and Letitia Wright, who played Shuri. Yep. She's English.
Yep.
I actually, my favorite character from the whole thing was M'Baku. I was genuinely surprised how they handled him.
Winston Duke is the actor's name.
Yeah, I was genuinely surprised how they used him. Because in the comics, he plays the Great Eight. Yeah. Like it's a very his whole purpose is to create a mini civil war in Wakanda, but it's more of like just so there's a little more tension at home. Like that's his whole job, and he does that role in this movie. He does that role just so it's not always a clean transition of power, but at the same time, with him. I love his transition of character that he actually learns something from it, because in the comics he really becomes more of a like a second-rate, well, really third-tier villain. Like he starts teaming up with like random groups and just like it's not fun to watch. Like like in the comics he really is a nobody, but in the movie they made him way more relevant, and I would not be surprised in the sequel if he makes another appearance in a major way. I would not be surprised.
There's a couple of structural things I have a couple issues with. Oh no, I can't say that because it's a spoiler. No,
I will say one thing you did bring up, Fame, that I think was a valid critique is the first major fight of the movie. It is really dark. It was really dark, but I think that was on purpose. And I think of was it Dark Knight Rises, where they have like Batman fighting by gunfire, where like you don't see him move except in the gunfire, and I think they were shooting for something similar with that. But even when they stopped doing that, it was still really dark. And the other thing I would say, and this is in the trailer, and so I can say this, I don't think the CGI in the final fight scene was that good. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're in a black background with 2 black suits running around. It just doesn't. Yeah. It's harder to create that much contrast, and otherwise, it really stood out. But other than that, I did not see any technical problems.
I love the fact that out of all the rich comic book superheroes, Black Panther is by far and away will destroy each and every one of them.
Oh, there's no other rich superhero. If you're talking money, yeah, no one comes close.
No, money. In a head-to-head fight, Iron Man wouldn't stand a chance. Batman wouldn't stand a chance.
Batman, I agree with you on Batman. No. I will say this, and I have been fighting this fight, and I will say this same point to the day I die. Black Panther is in every way better than Batman. That is 100% fact. Money,
he doesn't have his villains aren't as good.
No, I'm talking about head to head. I'm talking about head to head.
I mean, yeah, in every category, Black Panther is better. Money, intelligence, and technology, fighting prowess, physical strength, speed, and he actually has superhuman abilities.
Here's a bit of a critique. I will say that I hope we get more of this soon, but it seems to me, in my opinion, the fighting of Black Panther to me was better. They did it better in Civil War than they did in the Black Panther movie. They don't want to fight scene in Civil War. I was like, Jesus Christ. But it seemed like they kind of toned his fighting abilities down a little bit for this movie.
That's because Civil War's directed by the Russo brothers, and their fight choreography is notably very good. It was brilliant when they were doing TV on Community, and then when they did Winter Soldier, like that was the thing that everyone talked about. Right. The fighting was properly intense, and of course, let's not forget they're the ones that did Civil War with the best Marvel fight scene.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing with I think you bring up a good point about that too, James, because it's two different directors in two different projects. There's just the same character. But if you look at the Russo brothers, when it comes to their style of directing, especially with a ton of these characters to have to manage, is that they give everybody just enough to give you a, oh my God, that was crazy moment. But it's very short. It gives everybody just enough shine to get them off the ground. And so, like, if you look at all the cool scenes from Civil War with Black Panther, they're very short, very, very short. Like, he only has maybe 30 seconds of actual footage of him actually fighting.
But in fairness, he's not really the main character in that film.
That's the thing. He's not the main character, but it like, if you look, like, when he grabs the two arrows out of the sky from Hawkeye and he grabs them and they explode and he pulls that back down, that looks so cool. I love that, but like that's a little moment. It's only 5 seconds, less than 5 seconds, really, but it's a very short moment. But I will say another thing too. I think the pacing was good. I never felt bored. Mm-hmm. I always felt just enough invested, and I didn't feel like there was any real downtime to it. And I think it was great.
I feel like the film was 10, 15 minutes too long. I feel like some scenes went on just a bit too long.
I don't know what you would cut though. I say that question about, like, I say, like, well, what do you cut?
I wouldn't cut like whole scenes. I would just make every scene just like 10, 15 seconds shorter.
I want the movie to be longer. That's just me.
How long is the runtime? I really didn't get a good sense of time.
Was it 2:15 maybe? Is it
2:15? I think it's 130 minutes.
130. Wow, I'm way.
I'm going. I am checking.
No. That's like 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah, that's not. You're not way off.
Okay. I want the director's cut. I want the full 3 hours that they had.
That would be interesting.
That's what I want to see. They need to release that. You know, Target already has the pre-orders up for the Blu-ray.
Really?
Yes. It's crazy.
Damn. Can't even give us time to digest.
Running time 134 minutes. This is what happens when you work in a cinema.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I
want to say this really fast, and I'm gonna say it and then jump off of it because we don't want to get dive too deep into something like this. But for everybody out in the world, watch what you retweet. Watch
Please.
There, because not for spoilers, because a lot of the stuff that people are putting out about, I got beat up at this movie theater. Not all of it is fake. I was gonna say 99%. All of it is fake. Nobody got beat up for being a colonizer at Black Panther Theater. Okay, so let's just watch what you retweet. I've been seeing a lot of stuff getting retweeted. Just watch your retweet. A lot of it is fake. All of it is fake.
Same. A lot of people are really rolling with this and making this way too political. At least right now, or political in the wrong way. Like that's the big thing. Coming out of the movie, if you're over the age of 18, you'll know what's going on. Like, you'll know the message, and you'll realize why it's actually a philosophical struggle in this movie. You will understand, but at the same, you see the people who they were old enough to get it, but they don't get it at the same time, and so they're going off way overboard. I was watching one guy, and I won't say anything about the plot line, but I was watching one guy on my I'm an admin for a DC versus Marvel Comics fan page on Facebook, and so one of my admins was arguing back and forth on his private Facebook, and I was watching this happen, and people just saying Killmonger was right, and then taking that way too far to start attacking people.
Yeah.
Anyone who disagree with them, and I'll show you Fame. I'll show you a little later, but it was way too deep, and people need to chill on this. It's important. Like this is a I would call this a zeitgeist movie of 2018. It is everyone needs to see the movie.
Yep.
Like, and by the way, I know Sam can help me on this, and possibly you too, James. This movie is on track to. I think it's going to break $1 billion on the box office.
Oh, I think so. Probably at this point,
It's over 300 million already, right?
Yeah, but not just that. It placed in the top 6, I think, for best opening weekend ever.
It did, and it's at 404 million worldwide.
Woo!
Now, I admittedly I watch this kind of stuff for fun. I like looking at box offices.
Same.
To expect a drop off, like it's always a big drop off. It's just whether it's 60 or more, 60% drop off next weekend.
Yeah, we are not aware of. I do not know the production budget itself, but yeah, it's a.
It was 200 million.
200 million.
That was just
they
development.
made that budget. But yeah, marketing's never really included in the actual stated budget. So that's another.
The opening for Black Panther, we are sitting at 201 million, which is 6 million less than the Avengers, like the first Avengers.
Opening weekend. Yep, opening weekend, baby.
So there's that.
You know,
on 300 less theaters, so there's that.
I don't know about y'all's local area, but in our local areas, I mean, if you didn't buy your tickets 2 weeks in advance like I did, you wasn't seeing it. That's how every show, every theater was just packed.
Well, I'll tell you my thing. I'm in North Carolina, and I live in a very interesting town, so we're really more of an exception to the rule. We have like 10 different theaters in my town, within city limits, by the way. Like, it's not like a lot of other places have maybe like 4, maybe. Like Fame, how many you got there in Dallas or outside Dallas?
I live in a city right in between Dallas and Fort.
Yeah.
I live in a small city called Bedford. It's a little uppity city. It's like 2 theaters in this city. But it's all uppity. Don't really care about movies like that.
Yeah. But like here, we got like 10 different theaters. We can. Going to see a movie is not a hard thing. You could find a movie, but so I went to this place called Red. It's a Red Cinemas, and I go to this theater if ever I can. Like I love this theater. It's we went there. And it's like $9.50 for a luxury seating ticket and a recliner, with beer service. And
that's not standard out there. That's standard out here. Every city is reclinable and got.
No, we still have stadium seating, but you can choose to do stadium or you can choose to do luxury. But it's a pretty different price difference. Like, how much does it cost for a luxury ticket?
There is no luxury. Everything's the same. Every seat reclines. Every seat gets up out to you, and it's $10.
Right, how much is it? $10? All right, that we got it's $9.50 for that and beer service here. And if you want to have stadium seating, it's like maybe $7. If you want to save that money,
dude, you couldn't pay me to sit in the stadium seats no more.
But these are no. When I talk about recliners, I'm talking like electricity. Your feet go up. Like, oh yeah, like,
I love it, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's so comfortable.
I love that.
But we have the cinema that I work at as well.
The next step is to have beds in the theater. That's the next step.
No,
I remember one theater that was experimenting with couches, having couches. That was great.
You give me a bed? Oh man, it's over.
Please, this is a public service announcement. As somebody who works in a movie theater, for the love of God, stop making out. Don't do it.
Actually,
we have to come in and stop you.
Yeah, Fame, actually, take that back. I don't think we want beds. Because you know it's going to be really awkward in the back of the theater.
James, back in the day, back when movie theaters had 35mm projectors, I was a projection manager for AMC back in the day. And I can't tell you how I would be upstairs, like wrapping film up at the end of the day, wrapping it up and looking down, and people were still in there doing a thing. I'm like, hey, I cut the lights on, so yeah, maybe we shouldn't have beds because folks don't know how.
Yeah.
on second thought.
You know, I call so many people, and I'm like, I can see y'all up here. Turn all the lights on.
Dude, okay, so I go to this theater, and we see, I did not pre-order tickets. I refuse to pre-order tickets for a movie.
You're an insane
do
person.
it. Well, I also have. I can if I can't get it one theater, I just go to the other one down the street. It's not that hard. Like it doesn't require a lot of effort for me. Like if I can't see it, then I'll just go to the other theater. But this one was. I showed up at. I left my house at 9:30. I got there about maybe 10 o'clock, a little before 10. The theater isn't even open till 11. First showing was 11:30, and I got there and I took a picture. There was a line outside the door waiting for the theater to open so we could go in and buy tickets. And by the way, the thing was, I only got in because I was alone. That was the only way, because there was one seat left in the theater. And it was like, anyone just coming alone to see Black Panther? It was like everybody in front of me was like, damn it.
This is why you should go see films alone. I've been telling people for years.
So I went to go see it, and it was great. I sat next to a family, and they were so stoked for this movie. Like it was great. It's great watching kids be excited for comic book characters. And so I was sitting next to the dad, and this kid's right next to him. And so he and I are geeking out about comics. We're just going off back and forth like, oh my God, do you think Adam Warlock's going to be in in Avengers Infinity War? Going off, and then so they're watching this kids maybe like 13, 14, but like, you know, a little old enough to like they were getting into comics and stuff, and then just like geeking out about Black Panther. And I'm just like, did you know Black Panther is actually the 8th smartest person on the planet? Did you know Black Panther once did this, once did that? Like, and they're like, oh my God, this is so cool. It was great. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
You know, some
yesterday
Was
that Fame?
Oh I was gonna say funny irony how we all know Black Panther once destroyed the whole Fantastic Four, and Michael B. Jordan was a former horrible person. No, he wasn't a horrible person, but Fantastic. The last one was terrible, and yeah, I just want to see that little irony. My bad. Go ahead.
I was secretly hoping he would make some sort of joke about it.
Yes,
that like just nice. Something stupid. Like,
oh wait, so we've now got two of the Human Torches.
Yeah,
redeemed themselves.
That was the thing. That's what I was going to bring up, because I remember there was a scene. It's something he's in the back of the truck, and I was thinking something. I thought it was like Michael B. Jordan is putting out a performance like Chris Evans put out for Captain America 1. He is that character. Like, that's him. Like, now, from now on, I guarantee you, if they ever put Killmonger back in the comics again, they will change his design to look like Michael B. Jordan.
Definitely.
Like, that happens. In the comics, whenever a character is that good, they will change that character to look like him. Like, it does. It happens. Like, if you look at Iron Man pre Robert Downey Jr., his design is very different than what it is now. Like, they added a little extra age to him. They changed his face structure just a little bit. It's just enough to be like, huh, okay.
Do they give him the goatee?
He's always had the goatee.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, like that. No, but it's more facial, subtle things. But I will say one thing: Chadwick Boseman is T'Challa. Like, he nails it. Like, I'm gonna have a very, very hard time watching him in any other movie.
You say that, and yet I think of all the Marvel heroes, he is the one that is most distant from his character. Because if you know, it's the only one that really, really changes his voice, other than Thor, but not really. You know, all of those characters are basically extensions of the actors. to a degree, and I think that you have this is the only time that they've really changed.
Okay, Anchor, have you seen Message from the King?
Message from the King? I don't think so.
Message from the King is on Netflix. He's really good in that movie, and he's not too far from T'Challa. Seeing that movie, like when I seen the movie, I'm like, yeah, this dude gonna be the perfect Black Panther. Check it out. It's on Netflix. It's called Message from the King. You'll like it.
All right, I'll check it out. Yeah, all right. So,
I think we've talked about Black Panther for what?
Yeah, 40 minutes. Like, yeah,
and we haven't even really gotten into it because we can't.
I know that's the thing. Like, we really should. I want to spend way more time on this, but I also kind of want to give Mike and Sam a chance to talk about.
They got nothing to talk about. They haven't seen it yet.
Just give us.
Wait, I want to know. Yeah. I was going to say how's Nick doing in Bloodborne, but he's not here. Oh.
Yeah.
And if you guys
right,
haven't, go get the PSV on $200 right now. It's a heck of a deal.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
Worth it.
All right. So, question for the group. We need to ask this question. Killmonger versus Winter Soldier.
If you're not going to be fair, I'm out of this conversation. So
This is the most spam thing. Sorry, this is not spam. This is the most spoiler thing we will say about it. Killmonger has Black Panther suit, and he has the powers of Black Panther in the movie, which is in the trailer. That's in the trailer. So the question was, this is actually posed by Demigod, who's in here now in the chat, and this is why we're bringing this up now, because he is here. We're gonna say this now. When you got Bucky versus Killmonger. I almost called him Killgrave, but that's a different thing altogether. That would be crazy. Yeah. So you have Killmonger versus Bucky. Now everybody knows right now, Bucky prior to being Winter Soldier, no contest, Killmonger's killing him. It's over. That's going to happen. Post the Winter Soldier transformation in the training, there are two states to Bucky. There's when Bucky's in control and the Winter Soldier program mind, where it's one desire, I will kill anything that gets in my way programming. That matters. When we were having this discussion, me, Fame, were going at it with Demi about this, and Demi posed the question initially saying, okay, Killmonger, base level Killmonger, no powers, no anything, versus Winter Soldier.
That's an unfair fight.
Now, that is an unfair fight because Bucky with in the Winter Soldier mind, that's no contest because it's not fair because it's just they're both in a kill state. They're both willing to kill anything, but also it's a mechanical arm that can stop Captain America's shield. Yeah, no, that's not fair. Now, I posed the question. I thought it would be a fairer fight. Is you got Bucky in control, where he's not necessarily out to kill anybody, and he's not in the one-track mind state of Winter Soldier. So Bucky with the arm versus Killmonger with the Black Panther powers, but not the suit. I think that's a fair fight. And so I'm going to pose that question to the panel here. Who do you think would win, Killmonger or Bucky under those conditions?
Here's the thing. Killmonger doesn't need a state. His who he is I'm coming straight for you to kill you no matter what. Bucky needs to be in a Winter Soldier state. That's Killmonger 24/7. He knows that's all he knows. That's all he does. He's not looking to beat you up. He's looking to kill you. And so he doesn't need a state to do that. So in that being the case, unless you tell me, Bucky is at full strength with the arm and it's Killmonger pre-juice and pre-suit, but that's the only way Bucky will win. But any type of juice with Killmonger, especially if he has a suit, it's not even close. He rips that arm off.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. If he has the suit, it's done. It doesn't matter what the mental state of Bucky is. But without the suit, though, I think
wins
I would
because
give the edge. I give the edge to Bucky barely, namely because he's got the decades of experience prior.
Because we're going by the. I don't think you don't want to give.
We're
Bucky
going by
the
the
state
movies,
of mind. Yeah, you don't want to give Bucky the state of mind. But what I'm saying is, Killmonger has that state of mind all the time.
Yeah, Killmonger's got that killer instinct, and I haven't even seen the movie. I'd have to go with Killmonger.
Oh, hey, Mike, didn't see you there. It's been a while.
I'm just thinking about the ending of Civil War, when Bucky had help, with Cap against Iron Man, and things still turned out the way they did. And so, again, even without seeing the movie, my very limited comic knowledge, I'd have to go with Killmonger.
Well, we're not going on the comics. If we're going on the comics, Killmonger is a joke. The comics, that's the thing. He's pretty easy kill. But yeah, we're just going based off the movies in this one. But I don't know. A lot of I like to think that Bucky's picked up something after being alive for 80 years. Picked up something with prior experience. But yeah, it really is a good fight, and I was really, really hoping he'd be in the movie.
Wait a minute, did you not watch the whole thing?
No, we're not saying anything about that. If you know the ending, if you saw the credit scene in Civil War, Bucky's in Wakanda. But I was secretly hoping he'd show up in the climax. I was just hoping, but just to see what would happen, because I was genuinely wondering that. But anyway, I think any other thing.
My response to the question, who would win against who? I would say Deathstroke.
All right.
All right. So, anyway, anything else you guys want to talk about before we get into it? Anything else happen in the gaming sphere, or nothing like usual?
No, man. This thing I do know, what is his name? One of the guys who worked on Black Panther put out a tweet not long ago. It says, whoever does video games, come holler at me, because they want to make a Black Panther video game. I gotta find the tweet and I'll show you.
What would you even do for a video game like that?
And that's why I made that tweet earlier. I was like, all right, Microsoft, Sony has Spider-Man. Time to go get them Black Panther rights and make a game.
But what can he do that we don't already have in the game?
Well, it's not so much that
we don't have in a game.
It's not so much that as much as it is, what do you do with it? Do you make it open world? Do you make it a?
Okay, it was the comic. It was the Black Panther comic writer, and he put out, "Y'all know where to find me. We want to get cracking on that Black Panther video game."
Yeah,
he tweeted that February 16th.
I just don't know what they would do necessarily. But as a game setup, though, because I love for it to be like an open world game, like a Spider-Man game, but he doesn't really have like a movement mechanic necessarily. Like in terms of, I don't know, they don't have a lot of like Spider-Man has web slinging, and so like you have some way to like make the city smaller. I mean, like outside of like go into his plane or like some limited action stuff, but it could be pretty cool as like a stealth third person, like mission based game. That could be fun. But wait, better idea.
In Wakanda.
No, wait,
Wakanda,
better idea.
Where nobody goes except the Wakandans.
Black Panther in Crackdown 3. Think about it.
Hey, that'd be a fun PC mod.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
That actually is making a modicum of sense in my head. You
imagine you have those little EMP beads. Imagine you have vibranium claws that could break down infrastructure
so glad I'm getting
of a building.
So glad I'm doing this PC thing because that someone's gonna do it, and I'll be right there. I'll be right there to play it. Thank God.
Nah, just when the new wait, never mind. I was gonna say when the new Spider-Man game comes out, you could just make a mod for it to play Black Panther instead. Then it's like, oh wait, Sony wouldn't even allow that mod. Never mind. Even if they have mods.
We can look forward to Black Panther in the upcoming Avengers game, though.
Yes,
by Crystal Dynamics.
That's pretty much confirmed. So,
yeah.
All right. Oh, wait. So the other part of our show today, Sea of Thieves had its second beta, well, at least in terms of semi-open-ish. It's still closed, but they had a second beta, and I know Sam and I played a good chunk of it, and it is much improved. Did anyone else get a chance to play around with it yet? Oh, it's not available now, but anyone get a chance to play around with it at all when it was open for the stress test?
I played a bit at EGX in September, but nothing else.
All right.
Mike, did you not have a chance to play this most recent one? No.
All right, Fame, I don't think you get touch, did you?
No, like you said, Sea of Thieves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the stress test over the weekend.
I'm done with Sea of Thieves till it comes out. I played enough. I've been in the thing since forever.
Yeah. Dude, like Sam and I played it, and it is significantly better. Sam, talk about this for a minute.
They've added a lot of stuff. Most of it is small quality of life improvements, but the thing is, all those tiny little improvements really, really add up.
Like fish?
Just the very fact that there's now swarms of fish, and different schools of different breeds, and they're very colorful, and they're swimming in the coral, and there's birds. You got seagulls circling over wrecks and different taverns, making a bunch of noise. It just breathes a quality of life into the game that wasn't really there before. I swear they've done something with the textures. Now, Anchor agrees with me. It's not Xbox One X enhanced yet, but it looks way better. It looks a lot cleaner. A lot of the surfaces, like the rocks, and again, the coral and the buildings and stuff just looks better.
Well, surely because they're not going for a photorealistic thing that they do look better.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about compared to the previous closed beta as well.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, they've improved the quality there, but I know it's not officially enhanced yet. Is what I was saying there.
Yeah, it actually feels like a game. Like it doesn't.
It
feel
felt
like a beta anymore.
Before, but I know. Yeah, okay, that's a fair way of putting it. It feels like the actual game will probably be. The NPCs are all unique now. They all have different unique looks, and you can talk to them. They've got like an RPG style conversation where you can select different stuff, ask them questions, things like that. So that's really good.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot more fun. I think one of the things I really enjoyed about it was when we were playing with the randoms. It just felt more interesting. Honestly, it really did, and it felt like I felt like they even improved the water, which the water was already amazing, but they made the water even better, which was like, holy crap, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It really was quite impressive, and the world felt a little more lived in. I think the issue we were running into with the other one was like you either we're in a world with a lot of ships or no ships with other players, and I noticed when we were playing the whole time there was almost always another ship off on the horizon. I was like, huh, okay, that's cool. But it was almost always just like one other ship, just kind of close by, but out doing its own thing. Whereas opposed to the other times, it felt like there were ships everywhere, and everyone just kind of grouping up together.
Yeah,
or there weren't any at all.
They're still tweaking how often you run into other players. I believe Craig Duncan said the golden number they're aiming for is like every 15 to 30 minutes you should be seeing another ship. They're trying to get it to that point. They're trying to get the servers to dynamically adjust in the background and whatnot.
Yeah. It was kind of weird like that. So, all right. So, anything else before we wrap things up here? Anything else you guys want to talk about?
The BAFTAs very quickly?
Sure, go ahead.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it was the British Academy Film Awards last night. It's always a good barometer for the Oscars, which are coming up in a couple weeks, which are very exciting. The big hitters that you guys would probably care about. No superhero wins, unfortunately. I don't think any big superhero film was nominated for anything. Unlike because Logan's nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay at the Oscars. Get Out did not win Best Film, unfortunately, or Best Screenplay. But Daniel Kaluuya won Best Rising Star, which is great. He was also nominated against Timothy Chalamet, who's in Call Me By Your Name, and a couple other people. Sorry if you can hear the bike outside my flat. What else? There was a big push for the Time's Up movement. Many speakers made reference to it in their speeches, especially Frances McDormand, who won Best Actress. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, there's not really much to say. It was a pretty standard award show. Everything sort of went to plan. I'm annoyed personally because Paddington 2 was nominated for a bunch of awards and didn't win any of them. That film is delightful as all hell. And yeah, that's my brief summary of the BAFTAs. Oh, and Anya Taylor-Joy looked amazing because she's amazing and I love her.
Yeah.
She was the girl in Split, for reference.
I didn't help at all.
You've seen Split?
I have not seen Splits.
Yes, you have.
You mean Split?
Yeah.
You said Splits.
I didn't.
Splits is not Split. There's a very different.
The film is Split. We're a continent apart. Forgive some audio delay.
All right. Let's see. There's Split, which came out in 2016 with James McAvoy. It was excellent.
It came out 2017. It came out last year.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did.
No, it didn't.
It came out January of last year.
Nope.
I'll find that, wrap it up, but
it 100% did.
All right, I'm looking it up right now. Split is a 2016 American psychological horror thriller.
What? No, it's not.
It's in 2017.
Go Google it. Google it and type in Split movie.
It released in 2017.
Okay,
irrelevant. Irrelevant.
I got it. Here's where the nonsense comes in. You're both right. This is weird because it released in most theaters on January 20th. However, it made its debut at Fantastic Fest and a handful of other theaters on September 26th in 2016.
Therefore, a 2016 movie.
Not count. That does not count.
Oh, it doesn't count. Oh, it doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
Or do we count it by the time that it actually comes, the first time it was released, or do we count it by, when you happen to see it?
No, I count it by its wide release.
So we don't count premieres. We count wide release.
When did Persona 5 come out?
But where?
No, when? When did it come out?
Well, Persona 5, fine. Well, okay, fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But that wasn't a wide release. Exactly. That was one country. But
it came out.
But this is the equivalent.
It was available to be consumed.
But Fantastic Fest is a festival that's run in conjunction with a couple other cinemas that screen it only during Fantastic Fest, and they screen it once.
Irrelevant.
It was screened.
It came out then.
It's a festival screening. That's the same thing as saying, Sea of Thieves came out 3 years ago because I played it at a convention. That's not how it works.
It was not the complete product. That's the difference.
And you're telling me that the film didn't change between September and January?
The first showing publicly of a new film, the theatrical cut of that movie, is the movie. That's it.
But that's not its release. That's not the same thing.
Irrelevant.
It's a 2017 film.
It's a 2016 film.
All right. You're a child.
All right.
You're such a child. Look at your profile picture.
Yeah, with mutton chops. Sure. All right. Anyway, guys, we got to wrap things up. So thanks, guys, for coming out. We'll do some of our outros. Fave's already decided he's left. So, Mike, where can the people go find you at?
All right, guys. Thank you for coming by for another wonderful episode of the Multiverse Show. Also, shout outs to everybody in the chat. Some really good conversation going on in there. You guys can find me pretty much anywhere at Mike P. The Truth.
All right. James?
You can find me on Twitter at GingerShades50 because I'm crazy. And I will remain. This is the hill that I die on. Split came out in 2017.
Irrelevant. All right. Sam?
Your mum's irrelevant.
So the good people can find me on Twitter at Samuel Talbert. And when I'm not talking with other people about games and movies and TV shows on Twitter, I'm either playing something, watching something, or writing about it on ticgn.com. Cheers.
All right.
Oh, actually, very quickly, very quickly, like the trailer for Jessica Jones season 2 came out, and we didn't say anything about it. It's been out for like a week and a half.
It came out.
What trailer?
For Jessica Jones season 2.
It did?
I didn't even know it had a trailer.
I did not know.
I found this out. I found this out yesterday.
Yeah, they did not do very good marketing, did they?
No, they did terrible job marketing that. If that's the case, I did not.
Like,
we're literally the target audience, and they didn't even tell us.
Yeah, I loved it. It's my favorite of the Marvel TV shows. It just came out, no fanfare, nothing.
Yeah, that's
mental.
Dumb. That's really dumb.
That is really dumb. All right, well, we're gonna watch that after this. So we're gonna wrap things up here. Thank you guys for stopping by at episode 85 of the Multiverse Show, and thank you guys for being a part of the greatest show on Mondays. And we are out of here.